Well, hello. Who's here? Is anyone here? No, I think there's people here. Hello. What time is it where you are? Hmm? Hmm? Anybody? I don't know what's going on. All right. We're using this. This is the deck. Jamie, you gave this to us, right? Yes. I believe Jamie gave us this deck. Exciting. All right. So 10:27, 9:27, 9:30. Nice. Awesome. Okay. All right, people. I'm going to introduce the video and get started. Welcome to Ascent. Today we have a message from your divine masculine. This message is going to resonate, especially if you have been in no contact, okay? But you feel like there's some sort of message or download coming through. You have come to the right place. So let's bless and shuffle and see what we need to know. Wow. Okay. The Tower and the Ace of Roses. This is the Ace of Wands. Okay. I'm just going to be quiet. Come on, guys. The Hierophant. Okay. Tradition. Crisis and tradition. And the Princess of Gems. I believe Princess is Knight. The Ingenue. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. This is a new idea. The right way to do things. Crisis. Oh, wow. Of both passion and tradition. The divine masculine is being tested every single day. Every single day. And they're having to try this and try that and try this and try that to see what will work, but nothing's working. There's a lot happening in their life, but there's even more happening up top in their mind. What do we have? Signals. Okay. I mean, we've got the Eight of Wands here. No delay. Message received. Okay, what's back here? The Four of Wings, the Four of Swords, privacy. This is interesting. I think the holdup in wanting to be able to deliver this message in person is what they've been working on, what they've been healing. This is right away the explanation of the no contact. Just before we even get into the message, what you need to know is they need their privacy. And I don't think this is just from you. I know this can feel like a direct attack sometimes, divine feminine, to think, but I'm the person that, you know, you are supposed to trust and want to be around when you're in your worst spot. When I'm in my worst spot, I want to be with you. But remember, we're talking about divine masculines, and there is a different approach. Even those who are not prideful still can have their pride. So interesting. There are a lot of downloads they're receiving. There's a lot happening. There's a lot in their head. We see that their head kind of gets a sense of they're like a satellite signal for all the things that they're getting. And I think that this is really, it's like when you turn your phone off and then you turn your phone on after a really long time, or you take your phone off airplane mode and then all the notifications flood in. I think the divine masculine has kind of been living in the clouds or living under a rock, even, you know, different phrases that you can think of. And now that they're opening themselves back up, or maybe up for the first time ever, and they're getting all this stuff, I think the reason why they haven't just come out directly and say what they need to say or said what they need to say is because they are dealing with how all of these downloads and messages that they're receiving are impacting them, are the connections that they're making. It's really mind-blowing for them. Be sure to like this video. I don't know why, but I've been getting notifications. Well, people are telling me that they're not getting their notifications. I mean, and this is people who really want to watch the videos, not just random subscribers. This is people who are here every single night, you know, who want to hang out in the chat and want to vibe with the tribe. So please like the video. It usually helps YouTube start to spread the message, especially while we're live. All right. Yeah, let's get our message. We'll get one card in the end. Let's get that now, and we'll read that at the end, and then we'll get our message. Okay. Alrighty. So, big picture. We understand that there's a message that needs to come through. They want to share something with us about what they've been going through. I get the sense of an identity crisis. I get the sense of wondering what's next and not really having a clue. Whereas before, they always kind of had an inkling or at least a plan that they kind of stuck to, even if it was a trash plan, even if it wasn't the right thing for them to do. They always just kind of had something to kind of slip back into. And now there is this feeling of, I have to start fresh. I have to start new. What's interesting is as they continue to see their world crumble, every single day they're looking for the new thing, the explanation, the idea, the brilliant plan. And so I think this is what's kind of creating this sense of urgency in them to connect with you, but also this sense of needing to keep their distance, kind of that hermit mode, because it's like, don't look at me. Like, don't look at me like this. I'm confused. I'm trying to figure all this out. So big picture, opposition, 7 of Swords. I mean, I feel like this is going to come up for us when we're talking about our divine masculine in separation, especially when we're talking about no contact. Okay. Now we've seen the 7 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. That 11 energy tells me that the portal that they're walking through right now, the experience that they're going through, is all about helping them think clearly as themselves, for themselves, on their own. No more listening to the people around them who are here to mostly just destroy everything they're trying to do, or at the very least, just don't have any real interest in helping them do what's right for them. No more listening to the wrong people, no more going to the wrong places, no more experiences that leave them feeling like they're never going to be enough. The divine masculines want more, especially those who have not been able to experience your light and your love. Some of you will give them that when they really, I guess, don't deserve it or haven't earned it or whatever you want to say. And it fuels them even though it doesn't give you much. But some of them that when we're talking about no contact for a long time, not having that contact with you is worse on them than you think. It really, really is. And I see this sense of them feeling like there's no one they can trust, there's nowhere they can go, and not wanting you to see them like this is just keeps coming up over and over and over. It's funny because for the past 2 months, I haven't been doing as many coaching sessions with my long-term clients. I've just been doing kind of like sporadic, random bookings with just clients that I, have met here through the channel. And all of them that have been out of contact and then find contact again, every single one that I've talked to in the past few months has, no, not few, just like two months, has said their DM looks terrible. Their DM, their life is, they know where they want it to be and it's not where they want it to be. And it's not good. They don't look good. They don't seem okay. They even if maybe the facade is there, the facade, what the real deal is because you've known them. And it's just like, until they make the choice to do the right thing, this is exactly how they're going to feel. They're going to feel like the world is against them. They cannot trust anyone. And the one person that they want the most is the one person that they could never let in at this time, because how embarrassing. The star. But look at that. There's hope. And I do think we know the divine masculines look to us for this hope. There's that 717 again. And so I think that the reason they're kind of slinking around and creeping in the shadows, which has been coming up a lot lately, is because they need your light. They need to find you. They need to seek you so they know where to go. But also because, again, they just don't want you to know just how bad off they are. And this is our card for later. So let's get into our message here. What is it that our divine masculine wants us to know? Wow. Every day, I think of you because you were the one who had the plan. You were the one who knew what to do next, who could always figure it out. I came to you in the past because I knew I could trust you, but now that I can't, it's forcing me to figure things out. It's forcing me to adjust little bit by little bit. For a while, I found myself trying to do everything all at once. I found myself trying to see the changes or make the changes, or having the expectation that changes would be happening in my life so quickly that when they didn't happen, I became depressed, and I just kind of leaned into the negative. I leaned into the pain. Now I can't do that anymore, because if I do, I won't make it. The crisis that I have been dealing with, the stress on my beliefs, the traditions that I hold, the things I always thought I would do and be, it's too much for me to just pretend everything's fine or just make it through like I would have in the past. I'm exhausted, and all I really have to give is little bit by little bit, day by day. Looking to you and thinking about what you would say, or thinking about what you would recommend, thinking about what you've told me already, has been the one thing that has helped me through. I think a part of the reason why I'm doubting myself now is because I'm trying to make sure that the things you have said that are seeping through, or the things I feel like you would probably tell me in this moment, I need to make sure it's real. I found that I am a manipulator, and I spent a lot of my life using the leverage I had each day to try this or try that, to make this happen or to do that. And now I see myself, and I see that some of the tactics and the tendencies I had were the reasons why I was so easily led astray, why my opposition was able to put me into this position in the first place. So a part of me feels like I need to speak to you and talk to you and figure out what to do next. But another part of me feels like I need to make sure that it's not just me doing the same old thing, seeking the easy way out, trying to avoid what must be done. And so I found myself kind of developing this weird routine lately. I found myself looking for the chance to slow down on this path where I was just racing in the wrong direction, and kind of digging in my heels and slowly but surely getting myself turned around. And the more I think about you, the more I hope that I'm right about this, because I've been going on this journey, this path in this direction for so long that if I really turn around right now, it's going to do a lot to me mentally. I'm going to realize how much time I've wasted, and how few resources I have now from doing the wrong thing. And I have to be right about being wrong, because again, I am running on empty. I'm not there. I'm not good. I'm not okay. And honestly, if it was anyone else or anything else, I wouldn't have stopped. I wouldn't have turned around. I wouldn't have tried to make my way back to find the right path, to see where I made the wrong turns. I wouldn't do it for anyone else. I would rather get to the end of this and make whatever I know is going to be bad work. But for you, And in some cases, not even for you, but just because it is you, I trust you. I have to do what I have to do. Because if I don't, the thing that I sense deep down is mine. The future that I think I was supposed to have all along, that I denied for so long, it'll just sit there and weigh on me, and I can't unsee it. I can't stop myself from thinking about it, and I don't want to lose out on the things that I have found in my new hope. I think that you are the only one who understood me. And the reason that you understood me is because you were stronger than anyone I've ever known. You were able to see past everything I did to keep you and everyone else in the world at arm's length. And now I'm trying to figure out that strength for myself. How do I go forward and deal with things that I don't like, or deal with people that, make me mad and make me just want to give up, or, prove them right or prove them wrong when it's a waste of my time? And how do I behave like a person that actually cares and has a future and has something that they're meant to do? And I have to admit, I look to you for that, because in spite of everything I did and said, and the way that I treated you and the way I treated myself, you were stronger than any of the will that I had in that time to dig into that person I'd become. Your will was stronger. And I'm hard-headed, so I mean, come on. I have to figure out what that is. What is it about you that gives you that strength? What is it about you that helps you see past the walls and the barriers that all of us put up because of the way our world is now? How? I have to figure it out, because it's the one thing I'm realizing is so important. It's the one thing that is stopping me from going forward. I don't want to say that I am a coward, but I acknowledge that I have been cowardly. I don't want to say that I am foolish or stupid, but I admit that some of the things that I have done were the behaviors of someone who had not reached a level of maturity enough to care about themselves, which I now get is absolutely foolish. And it was in this indecision and in this inability I had to just go forward and trust myself and believe in what's right, or even do the right thing at all. It was in that space that I got caught up. And it stopped me from seeing and hearing clearly. It stopped me from experiencing the things that I was supposed to, because I would end up either cowering in fear and then pretending I wasn't afraid, or I would just act like nothing was really wrong or nothing was happening. And sometimes, in some cases, just the pressure of having to make a choice at all would make me feel so scared that I just froze, or I lashed out. And all of that, whether it was the situation, the circumstance, the response or the reaction for me, all of it just served as a mechanism to hold me down, using me. I was the thing holding me back, because I couldn't decide. I wouldn't. And I never really gave myself the credit for the things that I did that were good decisions, because they usually didn't have outcomes that I cared about enough. So now I look at this and I think, if I had made the decisions at all in the past, would I be at a different place? I don't know. If I had found a hope in something that wasn't good for me, would I have just run myself into the worst possible situations? Is that what's happened to my life? Or is there some grace here that has kept me? I don't know. But it is the not knowing. It is the constant up and down and back and forth that I believe has a lot to do with why I'm so afraid to move forward. And every day that goes by as I work to just tweak it here and there, I start with trying to make the decisions I know you would be proud of, because I honestly I don't think I have a gauge yet for myself of what's right. And that kind of scares me a little bit, because I find myself lately thinking that I should just make the decisions you would make. And then I get upset with myself, and I can't tell if I'm mad because I don't feel in control, or that I didn't think of it first. Is it a pride thing, or is it a fear thing that I'm so desperate that I'm delusional. I'm trying to think for you in my brain. I mean, I can tell that this part of my nature and the confusion is still there, and I can kind of tell too that it's because of where I am still at. I think that's where every day that I move forward and I have my eyes open, it's like I'm building on the same truth that where I was not the right place to be. Who I was, it wasn't the real me. It wasn't necessarily I was the bad person or the wrong person. I wasn't being the me I was supposed to be. And even though a lot of that doesn't help me actually make a decision, it helps me realize the longer I wait, the worse it gets. And I can't worry about who the good choice came from. I can't worry about if I'm just doing it out of fear. I have to get out of here. I have to get to a place where I can breathe again so I can make my own decisions if I need to. And I'm working so hard to just stop trying to manipulate, because I feel myself doing it even now. It's like I try to manipulate, still not having to make a decision. I tell myself things and I know I'm not right now, and I don't want you to get caught up in it or have any of this rub off on you, or I don't want you questioning yourself, because I know that I've done that already. I do that to people on purpose sometimes. And I guess I understand that the reason I feel so stuck is because there is something I haven't figured out yet about us and you. There's something that stands out, and I kind of feel like I'm not allowed to go into the next thing or the new space until I get it. I am not allowed to see the world clearly, to go into the new whatever it is, the new plan, the new life, the new space, the new, I don't know. I just know I can't have it until I can get rid of this toxicity, this heaviness, this voice in my head that tells me I'm never going to get out, that tells me nothing matters, that tells me just don't do anything at all and just let life slip me by because it's easier. It's like if I cannot grab a hold of the thing in me that lacks the motivation to pursue even the smallest thing for myself, I'm going to end up on my deathbed regretting the same regrets that I had 20, 30 years before. It's not like I'm going to get there and just feel a little sad or wonder if I missed out. I'm going to have known every day for years until that moment that I'm gone that I was wrong. How do I get out of this? How do I find happiness that lasts? How do I stop myself from running into situations where I know I'm going to be oppressed? Because I feel like you and there is something that seems right. And yet, me in this moment, I don't even compare. I feel like I've planted a lot of seeds and I'm reaping what I sowed. And I'm not mad at my circumstances. I'm mad at myself. My frustration is in the fact that I created a situation for myself that is really hard to get out of. I created a situation for myself that trapped me and locked me in to an illusion. And it's not a situation that comes around quickly. It's slow and agonizing. That's why every day has become slow and agonizing. And every day, all I can do is a little bit to get better, a little bit to feel like I'm making progress. But the truth is, I'm angry with myself. I can't believe that I did this. I can't believe I ran so far, so fast in the wrong direction. Because I know that I now have to find the right place to plant the right seeds. And I think the most frustrating part about being in the middle of a bad decision or poor circumstances, the bed that you made that you really don't want to lay in, but you have to, it's knowing that not only do you have to get yourself out of the bed, get out of the situation, maybe even fix it, deal with it. But in this case, I feel like I have to go dig up the seeds because I don't even know why they won't grow. I don't even know what I planted. So I can't even just go forward and do the right thing because the truth is, I know I will just go plant the same damn seeds somewhere else and I'll be right back here. I have got to figure out where I went wrong. I am at a crossroads. I feel like I'm at the end of the line in many cases, but at the same time, I also feel like without the passion, without being sure of where I'm supposed to go and what I'm supposed to be doing, it won't matter. It won't matter what I choose. It won't matter what I decide to do. It won't matter what path I take. There's something bigger here than me just finding another plan. Don't you see? There's something more than me coming home and just, I don't know, being ready. It's I see it now. I see myself. And I keep lighting the same torch in the same part of my horrible existence, looking at the same places, blaming the same thing. I can't do this anymore. I have to find what I feel like I'm looking for the meaning of life. That's not, I am not a philosopher. How am I supposed to figure that out? And why do I feel like you know and you've always known? You've always known. You sat there and you tried to tell me that what I was planting, how I was planting, where I was planting, you tried to talk to me about it. You were there at the crossroads with me. Something in me feels like I was looking at it so wrong. Something in me missed the most important part. That's what's been coming through. That's what's been finally starting to click. Is it wrong that a part of me thinks that I might not ever change as much as I think I should or have to? That maybe it's not about trying so hard to fit into some mold, but maybe it's just about having the drive and the energy to keep going, to push through, to do the right thing, to find the right thing in the first place. Is that why you're still on my mind, even after I've told myself I can't go that direction in this moment? I can't have you come in and solve all my problems, or, if they're unsolvable, waste your life and your energy and your force trying to. And then I realized that's not even it. Yeah, I think a part of me in just reaching, trying to find an answer in the past might have thought of you, but this is different. It's like pounding, like a drum in my head. Like it's like in my heartbeat that I'm so close to it, and I thought for so long that the success that I sought was in what I planted, what I tried to build, but I think I was wrong. I think the real happiness, the real success comes from the little moments, just like that I've been experiencing lately. The little moments that we have every day to make a difference, whether it's for ourselves or someone else. Each of those moments, it's like a little blast of joy. It's a little win. It's the energy. And I see it. And maybe that's what I see in you. Maybe that's why I look at you, and even though I, in a way, judge you because you're not on the level of the people I would say that is what success is. But then in reality, I feel like you could probably teach them a thing or two. And just because you don't try to come across that way doesn't mean you're not worth anything. If that's true for you, then what does that mean for me? What? That's the new beginning. The new beginning is realizing who was there at the crossroads. The new beginning is realizing that the garden that I'm in now, the only way I'm surviving is from the little things I did do, the things I did listen to. Sometimes your advice was so good I had to take it, even though I wanted to be prideful about it. And I think that's the only thing that even let me survive. Is this real? Okay, hold on. That's weird. Okay. So let's read. Okay. Ready? Divine Feminines, before I read this, you have to ask a question. What is it that you would like perspective on? You don't have to type it in the chat if you don't want to, but think it. What is it that you would like perspective on? Something has been clarified for the Divine Masculine. It happened in February. If you're watching this after February, just know that. It happened in February. Unless your DM is a notorious late bloomer and you find a lot of old readings resonate for in the moment, you'll know that, right? But again, if you watch this later, this happened between the 2nd and the 22nd. All right. You have your question or your topic or what it is specifically you'd like perspective about? I'm going to tell you right now that that's exactly what your DM but it's the opposite. What does that mean though? It means that you're asking the question and that was the answer to theirs. It might not mean you guys had the same question, but it was the answer to theirs somehow. Interesting. All right, we're going to read the reversal first. We're going to read the problem where we were having issues, and especially for the Divine Masculine as well. So again, you're going to have to use your discernment here and be able to see the message, what the DM was, and also the answer to your question. So first, the reversal, okay? First, the reversal. No. So the answer to your question in the reverse, where the Divine Masculine was and the thing that was probably leading you to have this question in the first place. No, your judgment is off. Prepare for a time of reckoning when accounts are settled and past karma is balanced. And I don't know if any of you guys noticed all the 8s we saw today. Whew. You or your relationship will be judged and may be found wanting. Wow. Even if you are not judged by another, your inner critic may get the best of you, causing you to judge yourself and your partner too harshly. Expect shifting emotions in yourself and others, especially if there is a refusal to awaken to what is real. Y'all, I broke out of that channeling and said, is this real? Because of the fact that I felt this divine perspective coming through, shifting, and then this is the freaking word on the judgment. Like, what? This is it. This is it. This is it. In an existing relationship, there may not be enough love, kindness, or resources. Listen, 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 you guys, listen. In a In an existing relationship, there may not be enough love, kindness, or resources to get you through a dark time. How many of you remember me saying, oh gosh, what did he say? That the problem with leaving what you've planted is realizing that you already used the resources you had on the old thing, and now you have to do something new. And remember, the DM was like, I would rather just keep going and make it work in the end. At least I'm prepared to know that it's not going to be what I want. They would rather do that than chance trying to do all this all over again and not even making it to the end. I hope that if you just got here, you rewatch this reading, because if not, you're going to miss the fact that we haven't even read a full paragraph yet, and this reading is synced with this one card that was over here in this book. And again, this is a brand new deck from Jamie. Come on. You or your relationship will be judged and may be found wanting. Even if you are not judged by another, your inner critic may get the best of you, causing you to judge yourself or your partner too harshly. Expect shifting emotions in yourself and others, especially if there is a refusal to awaken to what is real. If you are wondering why you've been feeling the way you've been feeling, it's because your divine masculine's refusal is creating that shift. And those of you who choose to stay extremely tapped into their emotions are dealing with the indecision within them, the denial within them. They see it in your, look at, she's got an infinity symbol on her hat. They know who you are. They know what you are, but they refuse to acknowledge it. And in that refusal to see the truth, they are sitting here stuck. In an existing relationship, there may not be enough love, kindness, or resources to get you through a dark time. A past love or lover may complicate the picture. If there has been deceit, seven of wands here, not wands, seven of wands, seven of swords here. That deceit, come on. If there has been deceit or laziness, then surprising revelations will occur and threaten to end your relationship. Just so you know, that tower we saw in the beginning with the Hierophant, we just got our answer what that was about. I'm going to read this again. If there has been deceit or laziness, then surprising revelations will occur and threaten to end your relationship. If you don't have a committed relationship, be careful. Wow. Be careful before you turn to a new... Okay, hold on. If you don't have a committed relationship, be careful before you turn a new friendship into a love connection. Someone may not be willing to match the efforts for self-improvement. You may have to be blunt to create awareness and progress. If you're trying to save a relationship, don't play the blame game. You may feel like getting revenge, but that will only delay your recovery. The Judgment card reversed is a warning to face the facts and confront the past and its demons and shadows in yourself or a love interest. Plans may not be realized as hoped. Jeez. Or you may be hanging on to a frustrating, unhappy situation when you should give up. Forgive, starting with yourself, or you won't be forgiven. Now, as I say that, it's 11:11. That is where your DM has been. That is the previous, where they were. They have just walked through a portal. They now realize they're done denying. What is it that we need to know? Let's look at the positive. As we look at the Judgment card, as we look at this number 20, that 110, right? The 11 and the new beginning, the release of their foolish ways, the understanding of what real success is, because success in the spirit is always going to be bigger than anything they can achieve on earth. Let's look at this and see the positive now. Yes. Okay. Remember your question. What was the question? What was your question? Remember it. Yes. If you rise above the situation. Your divine masculine has been given a new perspective, and it all came down to you. This also explains why you, if this resonates, the reason you two needed to meet was because you were a seed planted in their life that has just now started to sprout or maybe even bloom. And now they're ready to deal with it. If they are willing to rise above the situation. The woman floating over the city in the judgment card upright symbolizes that if you want true love, you need to rise above pettiness, blame, and guilt to gain a clear perspective on your situation. Your divine masculine has been finding themselves, seeking truth, seeking a new sense of awareness about what love really is. Some of you may have heard that in recent readings and thought, I don't know, but this is a no contact reading. We are talking about divine masculines who some could say are on the bottom of the barrel, right? Crabs in a bucket, all that. They're not even trying to get out, right? They're just like, no, I'm good. Here I am. Even yours. Don't give up. A time of reckoning brings the end of your quest for true love near. It may even come in the form of the resurrection of a former love affair. The woman floating over the city in the judgment card upright symbolizes that if you want true love, you need to rise above pettiness, blame, and guilt to gain a clear perspective on your situation. Don't give up. A time of reckoning brings the end of your quest for true love near. It may even come in the form of the resurrection of a former love affair. If you've been without a partner, know that you will have a relationship in a relatively short time if you do not settle for less than you deserve. Listen closely. Judge potential partners by what you want now. Judge potential partners by what you now know about yourself and your needs, not by what you used to want. Stand up for yourself and your right to judge. Don't be politically correct about vital issues. By reviewing what you've been through together, the good and the bad, an existing relationship will be revitalized. Don't be upset that they decided to take the time for privacy, because as they work through this, again, listen to what we just heard. By reviewing what you've been through together, again, without the voices of other people in their ear, without the opposition stressing them and holding them down, in their private space. By reviewing what you've been through together, the good and the bad, an existing relationship will be revitalized. Kindness and the desire to improve will prevail, leading to the resurrection of love and attraction once thought dead. If you don't like this video, come on. Come on. The collective needs to know. Each partner will take responsibility for past mistakes. I'm going to read that again. Each partner will take responsibility for past mistakes and rebuild a trust and bond with each other. If an aspect of your relationship ends, that ending will also be a beginning. Face your past without fear now. Judgment upright can also mean that you will win a judgment against you or give up a bad habit and rise to the occasion to save a marriage or a close relationship. Avoid harsh judgments, especially about yourself. Do you see where they are now? Do you see the new perspective? Did you hear what that said about blame and guilt and, oh, you mean someone who's got their whole life completely backwards and can't even see the beautiful, wonderful person that you are for who you are because their brain is so warped by everything outside of themselves? Talk about the need for perspective. You want to know why they needed their privacy? Because if they had you in their ear telling them all that, they would think you were trying to manipulate them, because it takes one to know one, right? A manipulator is always going to assume that they're being manipulated. They needed to be able to come to terms with this themselves. This is incredible. This is incredible. And the reason why it's so incredible is because we picked this card first, laid these cards out, everything reversed in a deck that I've used twice. In a book, you can tell it's brand new. Look at this. The spine is perfect. The syncs were in the message so that when we finally read that, I'm blown. What's this? Whatever. You know what? This is what it was all along. I could have just done this, huh? There's something that you need to know. What is it? We're meant to be together. That's what you needed to know. I mean, at this point, I remember yesterday when I pulled the card and the card was last time was divine, as the divine masculine talked about wanting it to be like the first time. And now we've got this. I just wish more divine feminines out there were able to be more confident about their journey and about their divine masculine making these massive shifts and the things that they sense and feel. I just wish more divine feminines could feel how I feel and how I felt earlier in my journey, even when I wasn't in perfect union yet. I wish that you could feel it. And it's not because I had Mr. Lightwork around. In fact, I had him in my face confusing me because he didn't know what the hell he wanted. Spent the first year of the time we knew each other denying it, even though he was obsessed. I was obsessed with him too. Don't get it twisted. But he was in complete denial. It wrecked my confidence for a while. It made me question what I wanted. I mean, it was worse. And yet, I knew, when I took the time to get out of my fears and I just sat down with the truth, I knew he was my person and I knew that it was going to happen for us and I knew exactly how it would all happen. And I wish that more divine feminines knew that you've never had any reason to be afraid. Never. In fact, most of you are the reason why your divine masculine will awaken in the first place. Again, you know, I believe in God, right? Like I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I'm not really a Christian, but I'm Messianic. You know, okay. So anyways. But I always knew that Mr. Lightwork needed a connection with our creator in order for him to be touched because he was so broken. He was so abused and hated and he was loved by most, but there were people in his life who like set out to destroy him. And I think back and it's like, I could have been weak and believed him, listened to the readers who, and again, this is not against every reader. I'm telling you guys, I've experienced it myself and many of you talk about them. It's a 50-50 shot when you click on someone's video that they're going to be normal, right, in a sense, or completely off the fucking rails. Right? That's it. And I remember them making me feel crazy all the time, crazier than Mr. Lightwork made me feel. You don't have to feel that way. You were the thing. God made me. God is bigger than me. But God put me in Mr. Lightwork's life at a time where he needed God. And then he found God, and it was the thing that helped him not just want to be with me. It was beyond that. It helped him want to save the world. But God used my influence. I'm not the first Christian Mr. Lightwork has been around by any means at all. Mr. Lightwork dated a girl in the past that he went to church with a girl before. So no. It's not that I'm special and I'm the perfect Christian or something. It's not that I'm holier than thou and no, it's like I knew I could see what Mr. Lightwork was missing. I could see the hole in his heart happened to be a connection with divine. And I had no idea it would be through me. In fact, because of Mr. Lightwork's like skeptical. I didn't even want to hear him talking trash about God. So I would not talk about God that much in front of him. I did all my prayers by myself. I didn't force him to listen to Christian music. Like I was really a closet Christian around Mr. Lightwork, and still my light shone. Again, not because I'm some super special person, but because I was put into Mr. Lightwork's life by divine to provide him that connection. You were put into your divine counterpart's life to be a seed for something. And if you look at yourself and you think it's all you, and you get all hoity and haughty about it, hoity-toity, your ego has just got you all messed up. But if you look at it and you realize that they will never be able to forget you, they will never be able to forget what you showed them, what you taught them. If you can see if that is your person and you believe you're going to be together, that there is a reason for your separation that goes beyond hurting you or whatever reason you think might be there just to mess with you and all the things that people casually joke about. Oh yeah, Divine's taking a coffee break in my life. Key. And then you internalize that. I guess Divine's taking a coffee break in my life too. That's not a thing. You guys, please get your perspective right about this journey. It is one of the things that is stopping you from loving your divine masculine the way they deserve to be loved, but also receiving all the love that divine and your DM have for you, even now when you're not in contact. Whew. I am going to get going. The reunion toolkit is almost complete. I'm super excited about it. I feel like it's going to change the game. I also feel like some people in this community just want a psychic, and that's fine. If you don't want to do the work yourself, don't order the toolkit. The toolkit is not a psychic DM name generator or something like that. It is not a psychic date generator. It is not a psychic confirmation generator calculator. That's not what the toolkit is. So if you're looking for a psychic, just go Google psychics, right? You know, just go find a psychic and whatever they tell you, just trust it, I guess, right? That's what you're going to do. But if you actually want the truth, if you want a tool that you can use now and throughout your journey for different purposes, you need to get the toolkit. I'm really, really excited. And I feel like a lot of people are going to have their life and their journey changed without tarot, without videos, without any of that stuff. So if you want it, get it. Because I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. I don't know how long I'm going to offer it. Mr. Lightwork and I, everything we do, like even down to the love letters, you guys, I challenge you. In fact, I would love this. If any of you have ever seen a love letter like the ones me and Mr. Lightwork do, if you've ever seen one that had a date before my first love letter a few years ago, I'm talking about the same setup. I'm talking about the way that I was divinely led to do my love letters. If you could find somebody and prove that someone else started that, I would like to know it, because I think I have a little chip on my shoulder about the fact that I created a monster. There are hundreds of people doing fake channeled love letters now. People think that I write my love letters now. People think that I don't even know, like the comments we get are so crazy now. And it's like, you're so used to seeing those things everywhere, and you think that those people are legitimate because they copied us. I know that's going to happen with the toolkit. I know eventually I have a bunch of people who try to hide the fact that they're readers, get readings from me, and then I get messages from people later, and I can easily trace it back because all I have to do is search their name in my email, and I realize, oh, that reader just stole this, or that person just stole that. So I know it's going to happen. I recommend you get the toolkit before I decide I'm not doing it anymore, because I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but once people started doing the love letters, I couldn't do them as frequently because they're, again, I'm sure there's probably people out there, I guess, that they might be real. I don't know, right? But why not figure out your own way to do them? You know what I mean? If it is real, I don't know. but I don't want me to have to go through download the aching, the pain, the sadness, the welling up of love, the whatever. I do not want to have to put myself through that if it doesn't even matter to you guys, if it's just like a joke, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to do that with the toolkit either. I don't want it to get watered down. I want people in this place to actually have something that they can use to help them keep their mind clear, to help them have a very good idea that's logical in a spiritual sense and in a 3D sense of who they are, who their DM is, and when reunion is coming. I want that for you, and I want it for as many people as I possibly can get it out to. But I also have to be real about what happens when you put stuff out. Okay, so just keep that in mind, guys. If you see this later and you go and the toolkit's not available anymore, there's a reason for it. All right, I have to protect the truth from being twisted and manipulated. All right, so I've been getting a lot of downloads about it, and I've been scared to put it out. I had this idea. It came through in I think like a dream or like a weird daydream a couple of years ago, and I was like, nah. And I could have probably made a lot of money, and you know what I mean. And I was like, no, that. I felt at that time like I didn't have the enough information. I felt like there was just a lot of things that were missing. And as it's grown and become this, there's this warning that I'm hearing very clearly from Divine that says it's not going to be for everyone forever. So if you want it, get it. You don't have to get all three, by the way, if you want to just see about who your DM is, or just see about your journey, or if you just want to see about yourself as a DF, you can buy one, or you can get the whole toolkit. I guess I can put a link to that. Oh, snap. I'm over here talking, and you guys are being so nice. What is this? Who is this? Janita. Oh, I like that. Thank you for your donation. Be kind to self indeed. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you so much. You're sweet. I have seen you. I haven't talked to you, but I have seen you. Thank you for leaving comments in the all the posts and stuff. I see you. I appreciate you so much. I really, really thank you for your support always. And Jamie, you really donated to this reading. Did you really need to do that? You've already given us so much. I say that at 11:29. You've given us so much, Jamie. You are such a blessing. Thank you for all these decks. Oh my goodness. And then who else do we have? Andy. Denise, thank you. You are amazing. Denise has been helping with my some of my other stuff with the book, you guys, and I'm so grateful for all of you in all the little ways and big ways that we kind of can come together and make this community work. But even beyond that, the fact that you guys go outside of like your journey and the cards and all that to care about me it's a big deal for me, because you're my only friends. You're my only family. So thank you guys. Okay. Oh, sorry. I know I was supposed to show the toolkit. My bad. Hold on. thefierygrace.com. Okay. And going to the toolkit. All right. Here is the toolkit. Coming in hot. Boom. Question. Have you heard of the 3 waves? Just so you know, there's going to be a lot of people out there who try to quantify the number of waves or the number of people. Some people say there's only 144,000 twin flames. I say, do you mean that there's only been 144,000 in existence ever? Or do you mean that like just right now, or that at one time there can only be 144,000 in existence at a time? Now, do you believe in people being together in this lifetime or not? Because if you don't, then that could mean that there's 100,000 DFs, but only 44,000 DMs. Like, so before you think about the 3 waves or the 6 waves or the 12 waves or the 2 waves or the whatever waves or the early, late, middle or the starseed, before you guys get caught up in that stuff, I want you to focus on your journey with your person. Before you worry about what people say about the general collective, I want you to worry about what's true for you. Because the beautiful thing about this journey is its uniqueness, because of the fact that you are a beautiful lotus flower or sunflower, and there's only one of a kind. This is a weird thought we had the other day, but maybe I'll say it a different way. Mr. Lightwork and I realized the other day that you will never be able to, like Pocahontas, you'll never walk through the same river twice or something. The water's always changing, always flowing. You'll never, that green bean that you ate a few years ago or in your childhood that you hated and you were like, well, guess what? That was the only green bean like that green bean that will ever exist with those particular cells, that particular taste from that particular plant, from that particular seed. It's like, just make sure you understand that you are so unique. And if you get worried about being caught up in, am I a part of this or I'm a part of that? It's the same thing that happened to you when you said, oh, am I a twin flame? And then you said, oh, there's levels. Well, which level am I? And then you found out your separation. Is that what you want to find out about the other levels? Because guess what? The truth is, the moment we start to divide things and compartmentalize, the more you will see division and going against. If you find out that you're a part of wave 1, but wave 3 has something better, you're always going to feel inadequate. Okay. So my goal in this channel is not to help with that stuff. And if you want to learn more about it, remember, I am like just a Christian. I don't do crystals. I don't do tarot. I know you see me flipping cards, but I see these as intuitive tools. This is a guidance system for me. I am completely 100% reliant on God's power, and that's it. So if you ever come to me talking about rituals and moons, and I don't want to do any of that stuff, and I don't want to teach it. I don't want you to not pursue it though. I just want you to know that here, the reason why I say, hey, let's deal with this stuff first is because for Ascension Spiritual Coaching, our goal is to help you ascend out of the need to fit in and know what's next, and instead be so in the divine flow of it all that you don't even care. That you are at such peace with yourself and your life that all you see is good and the next opportunity to be good. So again, it's not to dismiss anybody's question or to downplay anybody's belief. I've heard of everything. People bring everything to me because they know I'm more of like a spiritual researcher and I know what rightly dividing and discernment means. And so people bring a lot of things to me and I've studied them. And what I found is, and hear me here, none of it matters. Knowing which wave you're on isn't going to tell you who your DM is or when they're coming. Knowing if you're a starseed or what your galactic signature, none of that actually will change anything. Now, can it be a good helping tool and da-da-da-da-da-da? Sure. But what's most important is what you're able to do within yourself, not with some label or some group, okay? So again, if you choose to be a part of those things, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you choose to do things with stuff that I don't believe in, like, what am I going to say? I got, these are pretty to me and I love what God has created. Like, I see them in a different way. I'm not going to judge you for that. I just want you to understand that I can't get through to you if you guys are caught up in that stuff, like overly caught up in it. You know what I mean? Like if I'm trying to have a conversation about unconditional love and we take it to the level of politics, then what I'm saying won't matter and you won't get the point. And then you miss the intuitive messages. So here on this channel, we're not trying to figure out anything other than how to be the absolute best that we were meant to be and how to do that alongside our partner. 0 and 1. Okay? Mr. Lightwork can help you see things and I can help you move forward. That is our matrix code that we're here to offer you. Anything outside of that, you will pursue with teachers that you trust. Okay? Okay. All right. So, all right, you guys, I think that's everything. If you're still here and you made it that long, I want you to leave. Are you guys ready? A star, a rose, a seashell, and a butterfly. Okay? A star, a rose, they should have. If they don't have a seashell, you can leave a seahorse and a butterfly. All right? Leave those things as our comment of the day. And hopefully that will help you to remember this message as well. All right. I really should get going, though. This was longer than it should have been. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure I've given you guys all the information. Again, here's the toolkit. Boom. I will, stop it. Pin message. All right. So the toolkit is right there. So if anybody wants to order the toolkit, there you go. And I'm going to tell you guys, I am contemplating just doing like a limited number of those at first, just to make sure that before I send it out, like I said, I know once it gets out, I know someone's going to try to steal it and fuck it up. And it's, oh gosh, I'm more worried about what damage people can do. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be manipulative. So that's where I'm like, ugh, but we'll see what happens. All right. So, there's that. And then, you know what? There's actually a sale going on. I probably should have mentioned it, huh? My bad. If you have your emails attached to my website where you can get a message from me through my website specifically, you might get a message from me like at the most once a month, but I've never posted that frequently. I think the last time I posted was like 2 months ago. So if you ever get a message from me and you're like, oh, I don't want no spam, I promise I don't spam. Like I said, I've sent maybe 10 messages in the past year, and that's pushing it. I don't think I've sent that many. So if you got a message from me today, there's a bunch of information about the sales, about the books. So do check that out so you can kind of know what's what. And there's also a link directly to the toolkit. So if you know that you got a message from me today around 11:11 Eastern, boom, there you go. Now, if you don't have that and you've never talked to me or you're new here, this is my website, thefierygrace.com. I have exclusive, like the extended or bonus readings. I have personal readings. I offer phone calls. I offer live readings and sessions. And my Divine Masculine and I offer sessions together. We offer all those things together. We also offer a video where you can email us about your situation, answer some questions for us, and then we will kind of go through and provide you with some information based on our intuitive guidance that we receive, as well as our experience as twin flames. And it's one of our most affordable services together because it's not a live session, so it allows us to kind of work around it. So if you're interested in that, actually, I think someone's going to want that. So let me go ahead and link you to it. Coaching, dynamic session, video session. All right. So if you're interested in hearing from me and Mr. Lightwork, there is the link to our sessions together. And what else am I supposed to tell you? And again, I have all these different tools and things. Like I used to make handmade rune sets, and then I stopped because someone there was multiple reasons, but the real like deep down reason why is because someone bought a set from me, was all extra in my, like constantly emailing, doing all this stuff, and then went and started a channel, and another person recognized my runes and they were like, who made those? And they're like, oh, and they were like, I made them. And I was very, very sad. I was like, wow. That was like a year and a half ago, but I stopped making runes after that. I was offended. So there's all kinds of things that I do that I'm kind of butthurt, I think. I think I get really sensitive about it. And so, yes, this is where you'll find my stuff on my website. And I see some of you guys are ordering now. Let me think, is there anything else I'm supposed to tell you? I think that's everything though. Oh, but the sale. So the sale is on the love letters. So this weekend only, there's a sale on channeled love letters, separation and reunion. And then the Lightworker strategy session. Okay. This is in particular, this is a reading. So there's a Lightworker reading. It's 45 minutes and it's specifically focused on where you've been and where you're headed in terms of this next phase of your light work. So if you feel called, if you feel led, if you've been feeling led to look into your light work, what has pretty much always happened is if you order a light worker session, it's usually an indication that spiritually speaking, something is about to shift in your life. It's not the other way around. It's not getting the reading from me that suddenly you're a light worker or you're like doing more with your light work. It's that you are going to need to get the information from somewhere, and it's been a part of you for so long and you just happen to get it. So be warned that if you get your light worker session, they're deep, they're intense, and there's a lot of information that can come through that helps put everything into perspective from before and help things click. But it's also going to have you kind of feel like, I gotta move. All right. So just be ready. So yes, Lightworker sessions and channeled love letters are on sale. The pre-recorded exclusives, there is the 2022 forecast and the Lightworker session. So if you cannot get the Lightworker session personalized to you, there is a recorded exclusive for 2022 for the Lightworker session that's actually specific to you and your twin flame. Okay. So that's the Lightworker session. That's an exclusive. It is a little bit different because it is about both of you, not just you as an individual person. It's about DM, DF, twin flame journey, Lightwork. Okay. So I should be clear about that. And then the forecast. So both of those are on sale for $11.11. And then remember, there is the tantric love letter. Okay. So there's a few things that I put on sale. Just go ahead and check out the website for information. And just so you guys know, I did not have anybody. I probably should do this before I say it, right? I don't think I had anybody sign up for Sunday sessions. And since that is, I believe that's the case. Yes. So the Sunday session for this Sunday, the way I'm going to do it moving forward is if we don't have anybody by Friday night, I'm going to cancel it. And so we don't have anybody. So do not buy the Sunday session for this Sunday because I'm canceling it. I'm moving it to next Sunday. Okay. So if you're interested in doing Sunday session where you get to talk to me and Mr. Lightwork and get a quick coaching session about something specific, then that will be available for the first Sunday in March. Okay. All right. That I believe is everything. We've got our sales going. We have exclusives, live readings, phone calls, all kinds of things. Oh, last thing. If you purchased the book or left me a donation, if you purchased, not this book, but if you purchased book 2 or left me a donation before the end of February, please send me an email so I can send you something. Okay? All right. That's everybody. Yeah? Okay. All right. Don't forget to leave your comment signature. I've been noticing a lot of people have been forgetting. I do still do business coaching, but I no longer, I'm just going to be straightforward with you. It is no longer as affordable as it used to be because I overgive is what I'll say. And it's pretty draining for me, to be honest with you. Like I go there. So if you're interested, I would wait if pricing is an issue right now, I would wait until I do like a sale. Okay. I think that the Lightworker session is a great way to still receive some kind of business coaching. But again, when I say business coaching, I mean, I walk you through starting a small business, walk you through and help you set up a tarot business. I go through and I don't know if you guys know this. I have an MBA and I'm a small business consultant. I'm an executive concierge. Like I've done these things for years. I go in and see what's wrong and fix it. If some of you might be like, well, there's things wrong with your channel. Yeah, I understand. I am an author and I have the channel as well as my business and I'm just kind of like all over the place, but I can easily come in the same way like a cleaning lady might go home and her house is messy because she's tired, but she can make your house look immaculate. Maybe the organizer comes to your house and they can make it look perfect, but right. I'm in that position right now because I keep giving too much, overbooking myself and all that, but please don't get it twisted. If you get a session with me, it will pay off. So that's where I'm starting to see my value and treat myself better and make sure that if I'm giving something out in the collective that I'm actually doing it at the right value. So I'm warning you guys now, if you want to look at the business coaching, that's no problem at all. But my recommendation would be listen to the readings. If you're listening to them already, see what I do. And if you're trying to start like a tarot business, just watch what I do, watch what Mr. Lightwork does until again, you're able to have one of those sessions or just feel your way through it. I really do recommend if you already have a YouTube channel and it's not working, that you might want to work with me because that's an investment and you not wasting your time anymore. You feel me on that? Again, if you don't have a YouTube channel, you do not know what it feels like to waste your time posting, recording, building a whole channel and no one's watching. You do not know, you don't get it. And you're going to say something like, oh, as long as one person watches, that's all that matters, right? False. If that's your mission, if that's your goal, if that's what you've been led to do by divine is reach one person, then you don't even need to start a YouTube channel. You can just go talk to that person. If you've been led to reach the masses, to break through into an area of darkness and it's not working, you need to find the information, and you're probably going to have to look at how to be an actual YouTuber versus trying to figure out how to have a tarot business, because it's more about the platform you're on than it is about what you're doing. So again, if you need to know how to use YouTube and stuff like that, I'm where it's at. All right. I can help you pop things off. Okay. So I'm throwing it out there if you need it, but for everyone else, readings, phone calls, and the different sessions that I have available, there's a lot of different stuff on sale. Just go check it out, see what you can see. And I think that maybe I'll go back to what I used to do back when I first started my business, which is, once a month, I'll just do a flash sale on a couple things here and there. And that's kind of what we're doing here. So again, love letters on sale, light worker sessions on sale, some exclusives are on sale, which means you're going to get things for like, a few dollars. And then if you've already left a review or bought the book, just shoot me an email with proof of receipt. What is that? Proof of purchase with your receipt. And I want to give you something to say thank you. Okay. That's everybody. I love you. Thank you for saying that, Tammy. Thank you for telling Jackie that. I appreciate that. Okay. And yes, remember, comment signature is called comment signature because it goes into the comments. It's like saying, Grace was here. Okay. So your comment signature and your comment about the star, the roses, the butterflies, and the seashells, those go in the chat. I'm sorry, those don't go in the chat. They go into the comment section once the video's over. So I'm going to end the video now, and you can just refresh the video real quick and the comments will pop up and you can put it there. And a few days from now, I will be pulling the winner of the comment signature. So for those of you who are new, if you're like, what's a comment signature? The reason you do it is because at the end of every month, you can win a free reading. So if you'd like to do it, again, it goes in the comment section because the chat doesn't count. Only counts while we're live, right? But after that, the chat doesn't matter anymore. Most people don't even see it. So don't forget, please email me if you bought the book. Okay? All right. I love you guys. Shabbat shalom. Talk to you later. Peace.